Hey, welcome in Exiles TV once again on this. This is the 25th, isn't it?
It is the 2-5.
You know, it's so weird between the COVID lockdowns and the ice days. I sort of started to lose track of what day of the week it was.
Well, the good news is everybody is going to get a day away from all the precautions on the 29th, 30th, and 31st of February, and then we'll go back to normal in March.
Okay, great. Those 3 days. Those are the...
Remember those days, the 29th, the 30th, and 31st of February. Mm-hmm. That's your go wild and naked day.
I remember seeing a thing on Facebook that said you can consume as much alcohol as you want, by the way, on the 29th, 30th, and 31st. Just go nuts.
So last week they had that...
Be mask free.
They had that National No Alcohol Day. And it was like, why do people even do this crap?
Well, it's like the Great American Smokeout. And look, arguably alcohol is maybe the second most dangerous substance that's legal that you can consume.
Yeah, but see, they weren't clear about it. They were like a local newscaster. Does that mean the doctor can't swab your arm before he gives you your vaccination?
No, I don't think they meant that.
Well, then they need to say, no booze day.
Yeah.
Be upfront about it.
Don't say alcohol, say liquor.
That's right. I mean, can I not like my sterno under my warming pan? Because there's alcohol in that.
So no beer, no wine, no hard liquor.
Can I not rub my knee with the rubbing alcohol? By the way, I've never seen anybody do any rubbing with the rubbing alcohol. Have you?
A little bit. But it's usually what you're cleaning something.
Was there a fur coat involved?
No, it's usually you're cleaning something with the rubbing alcohol.
Yes.
Rubbing alcohol is an excellent solvent for cleaning, gooey things.
It solves a lot of things for me.
Yep.
All right, we got some happy guys here in Baton Rouge.
Who's got the story? I want to read along.
I got it from myarclimist.com, but I got it on my news break that pops up.
Awesome. Okay.
You can get it on 33's got it, I believe.
Okay. VRproud.com.
VRproud.com. The Louisiana State Policia have arrested 5 men in connection to operating an illegal gambling den. An illegal gambling den. Hasn't that changed? Shouldn't it be called an illegal gambling great room now? All right, I digress.
A family room.
Yes, the Gaming Enforcement Division said the principal operators of the 5th Street Social Club at 15450 George O'Neill Lane were taken into custody over the last 2 days. Troopers arrested Wayne Neeland, also known as Uber Wayne. Party on, Uber Wayne.
Wait a minute, 15450 George O'Neill.
Yeah. So
okay.
They arrested Uber Wayne.
That's right out by my neighborhood.
Yeah, of Denham Scrangs. Jack Hardesty of Prairieville on the first day. On the second day, they rose again. And they arrested John Brewster along with Ryan Westmoreland and Darren Ortego, all of Denham Scrangs. So we don't have anybody who actually lives in East Baton Rouge.
Springs people bringing their gambling into EBR, brother?
Well, they want to cross the Baptist line. That's one of the things the preachers look down upon in the LP.
Don't y'all Denham Springs people bringing your gambling into my parish.
But here's the deal. Investigators with state police determined the 5 individuals participated through various recruitment, financing, advertisement, and coordination of daily operations. A Facebook page belonging to the 5th Street Social Club shows numerous posts encouraging people to attend poker games and tournaments with a cash buy-in. A web page for the 5th Street Social Club said the venue is a members-only private club and is funded by membership dues. Monthly dues were listed as $10 per month, along with a $10 per hour facility fee.
I'm bringing up their Facebook page now.
Half no limit hold'em cash game going. Get your seat on 5th Street, reads a Facebook post.
So basically this was an illegal poker parlor is what this was. Or was there sports betting or other stuff going on?
It looked like a card parlor. But the 5 individuals are charged with 1 count of gambling, which carries a maximum fine of $500, a maximum jail time 6 months or both. A gambling charge in Louisiana, and this, we have some absurd twists and turns in our laws. Must show that 5 or more people are involved in an organized venture and remain in continuous operation for a period of 30 days or more, or have gross revenues of $2,000 in a single day. So if it was only 4 of them, and they took 10 days off every 20 days, and they limited their daily take to $1,900 that they took in. As,
They wouldn't be in any trouble.
Yeah, they'd still be gambling. They'd still be doing poker parties, but they wouldn't be in any trouble.
Interesting.
The state police said these arrests brought an extensive criminal case to its conclusion. They are out on bond. And as they were going in, Uber Wayne was heard to say, "I'll bet you I can get out before you can."
Wow. But see, and look, I'm under, and some of the comments from people in response to this news, which is on their Facebook page. Here's Kim that says, the state does not like it when you cut into their action.
Well, I don't.
Remember now, they told us that...
That's gaming.
They
it's
told
not
us,
gambling.
Yeah, well, they told us if we legalized gaming and gave people the opportunity to gamble legally, that there wouldn't be any more illegal gambling
Yeah.
in Louisiana.
Yeah, there's that.
That's the way, and if with that same science or logic in place, why isn't the state in the illicit drug business as well?
These guys are dumb. Okay, they are dumb. You know, you sit there and say, I got Uber Wine, and I got Scooter, and I got Big Wine, and I got D Wine, and look, Booger, you're going to have to sit out because that will make. Let me say, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and Booger would be 5. Booger, you got to sit out.
Apparently, it is some kind of a legit social club with other social activities other than just the card playing.
When are they going to find the hookers?
I was going to say, apparently, good. Wedding ring. Apparently, some of the members have got some trophy wives. So, because here's 4 good-looking women at one of their events.
Oh well.
So
have you?
Apparently, they're not just a front for gaming. Gambling.
Do you see the pictures of these boys?
Yeah, some of them look.
Only one of them has a discernible neck.
Yeah.
The rest of them go jaw to shoulders.
Well, that hits pretty close to home for me, so I'm not going to say anything
You're
about
that taken care of.
I'm going to have that surgically corrected here too before.
Oh, Booger, you got to sit out, or we gonna get busted. I don't want to sit out, Uber Wine.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be in the card room.
I was not even aware that there was a social club anywhere near my neighborhood.
Well, are you going to socialize there now?
No.
It's only $10.
I'm not a joiner or a belonger, so
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I didn't even join the Boy Scouts.
If people invite me to things, I tend to be gracious and go. But then a lot of times when I go to these events, they say, "Hey, would you like to join up?" And I'm like,
I'm not a joiner. Did I ever tell you about the note I got sent home with from kindergarten? From Mrs. Quinn. She sent to my parents saying, Bill refuses to participate in group singing. So my mother looked at me and she said,
I can see it.
She said, you love to sing. Why won't you sing in class? I said, I can sing. Those cats can't sing. I'm not going to sing with them.
Amateurs.
Mom sent back a note says they can't sing.
Amateurs.
Yeah. No, I'm not a joiner. I didn't join the Boy Scouts.
So what kind of, what are these serious charges? These guys going to look at serious jail time?
6 months. 6 months.
If they're convicted.
Yeah, 6 months.
But
first offense. Yeah.
And I guess all of them are going to make bail, right?
Well, they're out.
If they haven't already.
They made bail. Yeah, they're out. Hey, we need to take a break. A sad piece of news when we come back on Exiles TV.
Also, renaming New Orleans city streets. We're going to visit that.
Taste the feeling. Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hello again, welcome back. It's Exiles TV on this Thursday morning. Bill, I'm going to let you go first. You said you had sad news. I think we should do the sad news.
Yeah, this is sad news for the Baton Rouge area. Former BRPD chief Wayne Rogelio passed away yesterday at the age of 80 from cancer.
Now that is a shame.
He was a career cop.
He was the chief of police when I moved to Baton Rouge many, many years ago.
He served as chief of police from 1985 to 1992. He later was the executive director of the State Board of Private Security Examiners.
Mm-hmm.
He was a sergeant when Jeff LaDuff joined the force. Of course, Jeff LaDuff later became chief himself.
Of police.
Jeff is quoted as saying, "He's a leader, a mentor, and someone I considered a friend. Chief Rogelio was a giant of a man whose shadow will stand over our city for years to come. Rest in peace, Chief." Again, it's a while back, but I don't think people remember that Wayne Rogelio was the chief who actually modernized our police department in terms of equipment. He was the one who took away the 6-shooters and put 9mm Smith & Wessons in their holsters so that they could keep up with the firepower of the bad guys. He was also the one that standardized the fleet to make it more economical.
Yeah, I do remember when I first moved here, cop cars, there were Crown Vics, there were Impalas, there were all sorts of different...
Those awful Dodge, whatever they were, the K car. You know, he put together a SWAT team. He did a lot of this. And the thing about it, he was vilified by the NAACP and by some council members every time he went to the council and said, "This is what we're doing. We need this in our budget so that we can improve the things we use on the job." And boy, I think I've mentioned this before, but I didn't have the context. George Eames, who was the
former head of the NAACP.
Longtime director of the NAACP. And he was absolutely screaming at public hearing in the council at Chief Rogelio, and finally somebody said, "Why are you so upset about this?" He said, I'm not gonna allow you to vote to give these thugs more guns and more clubs to use on the black community. You know, that's what he said. And of course, sensitivities being what they were or weren't at that time, nobody questioned him on his use of that. Nobody said, "Why do you believe?"
Well, who would be questioned on the use of it right now?
Well, yeah, it's even worse right now if you think about it. But Wayne was a very quiet, forceful man. He never got angry. He would say, "I tell you again, This is necessary for our department to keep up. And of course, he started the national accreditation program for BRPD, which they still have to this day. During those 7 years he was chief, there was a lot going on, and
Was it only 7 years? It seemed like it was much longer than that.
It always seems that way with chiefs of police. But here's something a little interesting. If you remember on our radio show, we used to have the guy with the Police Foundation, former police chief. He was a very good guest. Whenever there was something that was global in its scope about policing, we went to him.
Greg Ferries?
No, the guy who used to phone in from California. Why can't I remember his name? He's a great guy. But
Now you're confusing me. Go ahead.
The average length of time for a police chief in a city of over 150,000, average length of time during the 20th century, 3.5 years.
Wow.
7 years as a police chief will wear and tear on you. I mean, look at Jeff LaDuff. He stayed for 5, and it was killing him. It's a very difficult thing. But Wayne Regilio, Wayne was a good, quiet guy. By all accounts, a very good policeman. And he had to go through a lot of hell to get BRPD out of the 1960s and into the 1990s. He absolutely had to go through hell for that. So I knew he was ill. I didn't know that he was this ill, but good guy. God rest him. And I'm sure we're going to be hearing from a lot of the people who worked with him as officers and who went on to achieve high rank in the BRPD over the next couple of days. Nothing about any kind of visitation or funeral arrangements.
Well, these days
like
you can't count on any kind of visitation or funeral arrangements in the age of COVID.
Yeah.
So many people that I've known and loved have had their visitation be only for close family and their burial. A lot of people have not been able to pay their proper respects to people who have passed away because of the governor's and the mayor's orders of limitations on how many people could gather in one place at one time.
Yeah, he had a lot of people that admired what he did during times of great adversity. That's the truth.
Question for everyone out there. How many times have you gone around Lee Circle in New Orleans? Lee Circle.
Many
times.
Many
You know,
times.
the statue of Robert E. Lee hasn't been there since, I think, late 2017 is when it came down.
Is that when it came down?
I think so. But now they're actively looking to rename Lee Circle because just the word Lee. One of the suggestions I liked was just change it slightly and call it Leah Chase Circle. Leah Chase, of course, the founder and head chef at Dookie Chase, one of the best restaurants ever in New Orleans.
Yep.
That was rejected. The second proposal put forward a few weeks ago would have gone with Harmony Circle. Now the front runner is, and I hate this, Égalité Circle. Égalité, the French word for equality. Égalité Circle.
Can the people who are pushing this actually pronounce it correctly? Look, let's go into this a little more in depth. All the streets they want to change.
Yeah, because the list is long.
Well,
long.
We have to take a break. Let's go into this in a little more depth, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Exiles TV. In a moment. Stick around.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring miss the feeling.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Team Honda wants to thank you for once again making us Louisiana's #1 new car dealer by offering you never-before-seen savings. For the first time ever, get 0% financing up to 60 months on some of your favorite Honda models. Get thousands in savings right now at Team Honda on Segan Lane.
Exiles TV. I'm Bill Perfetti. He's Kevin Gallagher.
That
You
is
know
the
who
rumor.
You are. So, for our friends in New Orleans, but I think there's interest in this all around.
Well, who
our
doesn't like to
fair
occasionally
state.
get down to New Orleans? Myself, less and less, by the way.
But
Used to live there. I loved that city. I loved it so much. I had to tear myself away to move to Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
And now it's like, not so much.
You know, they used to call it the city that care forgot. Very soon, it's going to be the city that everyone forgot.
Yeah, the city that I forgot to care about.
Yeah, I forgot to care about.
Egalite Circle is now the front runner for the renaming of Lee Circle because Robert E. Lee was just the devil on human legs.
No, he was on horseback. The devil on horseback. That made it worse.
Well, not he is actually standing on that.
Well, that's true.
That was General Beauregard that was on horseback. Beautiful, beautiful statue. A wonderful work of art that we'll never see again. But apparently, the people in New Orleans, someone needs to say, show me on this doll where history hurt you. I understand the sentiment.
Why does it matter now? I don't get that.
Well,
I never have.
what matters now? What matters now is not the history itself. What matters now is that the people who care about it are coming into power and recognition. And I think my personal feeling is you've got something like 1, maybe 2%, or I'd even be willing to say a fraction of 1% of the population of New Orleans that even care about these things. But for some reason, there is a city, street, and park renaming commission that taxpayers foot the bill for. Where I think if you went on the streets of New Orleans and said, are you a New Orleanian? Yes. Tell me what you think about renaming streets. Most people would say, I don't give a damn.
Well, and the thing is, even if they do, why? You know, and why would I take? I mean, in a city that is getting economically crushed every day, and who's been economically deteriorating, quite frankly, for 10 or 15 years, when all the corporate people moved out, that big one-shell square building, gone.
Well, most of those larger office buildings in the CBD of New Orleans are empty real estate.
Likes Lines moved their headquarters away from New Orleans. So all they had was tourism, and now tourism is taking it in the shorts and will continue to because of the attitudes of those in government in New Orleans. Again, you people don't have anything better to do with your time than this? You should be out there scratching up $1 somewhere.
These people believe that this is of paramount importance in order to move forward.
So they have,
despite the fact that nothing is preventing anybody from moving forward of their own volition, they think that this has to happen in order for people to move forward. I suggest to you that nobody's ever going to move forward. If you give the whiners and the complainers what they want, they'll be back next week whining and complaining for something else.
But here's the whole thing. If there was and I'm sure there was, I just can't call the name, if there was a mayor of the city of Chicago that was a complete jerk and everybody knew it, wasn't a nice guy, didn't get anything done, kind of held him back because he was
Well, that'd be Mayor Daley Jr.
Well, actually, he got some things done. But, you know, and if there was a street named, you know...
How about one name for the current mayor of Chicago?
Mayor D-Head Street, I didn't think you'd have thousands of people walking around in 21-degree weather going to meetings saying, yeah, we need to rename Mayor D-Head Street. Here's the whole thing. Louisiana has a very, very big problem with immaturity.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't believe me, go to Acadiana. Have a conversation. Listen to some music. You know, I love the food, don't get me wrong, but it's like Taco Bell. It's 5 basic ingredients in different combinations. Anybody who can hit the wall with their stream gets a statue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, horrible music that makes no sense. People just love it. We have a very big problem with immaturity. And New Orleans leads
the way, a big, sweet, warm welcome to all of our listeners in Acadiana.
This is no secret from you. You all know it.
Those watching us on Cox Lafayette.
You all know it. You all agree with me. Most of you. Because we love it that way. Edward Evans, he's a crook, but he's my crook. We have a big problem with immaturity in this state. And Louisiana, New Orleans, Louisiana is the Mac Daddy of immaturity.
Yeah, that much I can definitely agree with.
And
also,
so you got these
facts don't seem to matter. The fact that Robert E. Lee was himself an abolitionist doesn't seem to matter to anyone. We've already renamed Robert E. Lee High School here in Baton Rouge to Liberty High. The street that
brought to you by Liberty Mutual, where you only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The Emu is going to be there next week, by the way. Tuesday.
Only a matter of time before they go after Lee Drive.
But you know, it's just they removed General Taylor Street, which is a very long street, because they determined that it wasn't named after the Confederate General Richard Taylor, who nobody ever heard of.
President Zachary Taylor, who's a Louisianan.
Yeah, the only president from Louisiana, by the way. You know,
and by the way, Zachary Taylor didn't have any particular history of being a racist.
Well, you know what? If he doesn't, they can make one up.
I got to tell you.
He must have been a racist. He was a wealthy white guy in the South. He must have been a racist, Kevin.
I got to tell you, Egalite Circle sucks. I'd call it Unity Circle or something like that. Something that just comes off the tongue easier than Egalite Circle.
Well, again, they should be smart about this and just call it Central Circle. Make it vanilla. Make it generic.
Mardi Gras Circle.
No, make it generic. Central Circle.
Would you like to hear some of the others proposed?
Oh, please.
Robert E. Lee Boulevard, which crosses near the western end of Orleans Parish at the lakefront, Lakeview to Fillmore. Robert E. Lee Boulevard proposed to be renamed, and I don't mind this one at all, Alan Toussaint Boulevard. Alan Toussaint, musical pioneer. He's contributed to the city in many, many ways, not just in entertainment. Alan Toussaint, a great New Orleanian, no problem with that. The Washington Artillery Park. Named after George Washington. Now, I guess the problem is that Washington owned slaves. He was a property owner and he owned some slaves. Oscar Dunn Park, the first is the proposal, or the first black person to serve as a state governor in U.S. history. He was Louisiana's lieutenant governor in 1871 when Governor Henry Clay Warmoth was injured in a boating accident, according to Historic New Orleans. That left Dunn acting governor for a little over a month. Mouton Street, named for General Alfred Mouton. The proposal is Margaret Elizabeth Street. Margaret Elizabeth was a woman who escaped enslavement in New Orleans. Blah, 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 blah. History does not record much about the personal lives of Margaret Elizabeth, but that's the proposal. Conrad Street, named for Charles McGill Conrad, a U.S. Senator who served as Secretary of War under Millard Fillmore before helping to draft the Constitution of the Confederate States. Got to go! Jasper Street, named for another one of the 4 escaped slaves who the commission sought to honor near City Park. Loke Place, named for Charles Loke, a New Orleans City Council member. who was apparently not a good guy, played a large role in draining the land now called Lakeview, but he was part of the Confederate Army, so got to go. Rename it for Charles McKenna. Name the street Charles McKenna Place.
Why don't they just call it Chucky Place, and they can each assume that it's still their guy. Mm-hmm. Just call it, make it happy. Call it Chucky Place.
The list goes on and on and on. There are 37 proposed street name changes, including Tulane Avenue. They're going to rename the university as well. I guess they could petition them to do it, but the university can say, you know what, go pound sand.
Here's what the university's going to do. Look over here. The camera can't see this.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. And figuratively, go pounds. What is wrong with John Slidell, Confederacy ambassador to France?
Why do they want to change?
Slidell Street has to change.
Why do they want to change Tulane Avenue? What's the reason?
What's the name? The problem with Tulane Avenue. Paul Tulane donated the money that converted the Public University of Louisiana into the private Tulane University. He was a major donor to the Confederate government. He also donated significant amounts of money to erecting Confederate monuments in Louisiana after the war. Mm-hmm. And his name is on the mid-city thoroughfare, Tulane Avenue. We all know it well. They want to rename that Allison 2D Montana Avenue. Now, you could just call it Montana Avenue, and there probably wouldn't be that many questions about it. But it's like, why is a city street in New Orleans named for Montana? They would think, most people would go, I don't get it. There's no other states mentioned here in the neighborhood. It's not like we have a pattern. Montana died in 2005, was chief of the Yellow Pocahontas tribe of the Mardi Gras Indians, those guys that wear those colorful costumes.
Don't get me started on that child play.
A great American.
Don't get me started on that child play.
Now, he is credited with turning the Mardi Gras Indian tradition away from violence because these factions of Mardi Gras Indians would throw down. They would have huge rumbles.
I have another hand gesture that the camera can't see. Look over, pardon us for a second. Look at me for a second.
Under the table, there you go. Governor Nichols? They saw it, Governor.
Okay.
Governor Nichols Street, got to go. Lee Street, of course, for the same reasons. Beauregard Drive, got to go. Slidell Street. The problem is the renamings are sometimes pretty obscure. And they're people that are from modern history. And it's like, just because you couldn't come up with anybody better from that period, I just the more latitude that the city leaders in New Orleans give to this cause, the more the cause is going to want. They'll never, these sorts of people, and when I say these sorts of people, I'm not talking black people. I'm talking about people who want to revise history and change things because feelings. Whatever, I don't care what their religious or skin color is. I don't care. It's people who want to revise history and change things because feelings. And the more you give them, the more they're going to want, and they are never going to be satisfied.
Here's one of my favorites, Comus Court. Comus Court is a one-block street in the St. Rock area named for the city's
one-block street.
Oldest Mardi Gras organization.
Let's call it Who Gives a Crap Street.
Exactly. They stopped parading after passage of an ordinance mandating the integration of parade organizations. Now, I could see that people would have a point, but it'd be lovely just to kind of nut kick them all around the block and leave it as Comus. Because you know what? You can't tell me who to like. I'm a private organization. That seems to have been lost in all of this. I mean, oh my God, Comus is going to stop parading rather than integrating.
Well, the reason
they had talked about integrating on their own. But they were going to stop parading because the city council decided to force them to bring in people that they didn't necessarily want to bring in with an or else. They called the council's bluff. For that reason, and that reason alone, they should leave the street name because they did call the council's bluff on what was clearly an intrusive and illegal order. Here's the whole deal. I find it hard to care.
The reason I even bring it up is A, this program is seen on Cox in New Orleans, so it's of interest. Possibly of interest to people in New Orleans. But Baton Rouge, Lafayette, it's coming for you too. It won't stop in New Orleans.
Someone please tell me. this is a serious question. I really want to know. Someone tell me how anybody who may have felt that their precedents, that their ancestors were victimized by these people specifically, how this helps them in any way. How does this benefit them in any way? How does it undo the wrongs of the past, whether real or perceived?
It doesn't.
Somebody tell me, shouldn't government be in the business of doing things that benefit their citizens?
What it does do is it empowers a small group of political bullies. And that's what's happening here, folks.
But all it does is empower them to get more street signs printed. Other than that, there's nothing else.
Yep. I would like to, after they get done with all their changes, I would like to do, some scientific researches. How is life better in New Orleans with all the new street names?
Well, it's not.
Tell me how it's better.
That's my point. Now,
your streets are still littered with potholes big enough to swallow a small automobile in some cases.
But the time and the money of reprinting all the street signs and the labor of hanging them, okay? Mm-hmm. And then the money that people who live on those streets are going to have to spend if they have business cards and things like that to reprint them. And I'm sure if they're a certain kind of business, the city will pay for that. If they're a certain other kind, the city won't. That money could be used to feed people that are hungry right now. That money and time could be used to fill potholes on these streets right now.
Yep.
This doesn't even get my endorsement as wetting your pants in a dark suit. You get a warm feeling all over, but nobody really notices. This doesn't even rise to that level.
This is the equivalent of Nero playing his fiddle while Rome burns around him. The city is in desperate shape right now, and this is far from the big problem in New Orleans.
Are they going to have that goofball who's going to scream a jingle for the street renaming at the city council? What's that goofball's name?
Crazy George?
The one who does the commercials for the attorney. The one who has no has no discernible talent.
The Juan LaFonta ads?
Well, I wasn't gonna give him a plug, but
I'll give him a plug. What the hell?
They put him on.
It's Juan LaFonta, attorney at law. Worst TV ads I've ever seen in my life.
But they put this guy on Rockin' New Year's Eve from New Orleans, which for the last 5 years, New Orleans has a big part of that ABC broadcast. And he basically sat there looking like if he could figure out where his utility was, he needed to go to the bathroom and just basically clap and scream.
Yep.
Now, again, our immaturity. New Orleans thinks he's some sort of a star. For what?
Because he proclaimed himself one.
Well,
all right, we're way overdue.
And
for a break.
Also, he fits certain demographic profiles, doesn't he?
Yes, we're way overdue for a break. So let's take care of that. Guys out there in the control room, 3 minutes. We'll be right back with more Exiles TV.
I'm coming back at 4.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing.
You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with The Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Of all the auto brands on the road today, only one has been named the best auto brand for 6 straight years. That brand is Mazda. Come shop and save on the award-winning lineup of new Mazdas right now at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
On January 25th, 2021, Pelican Broadcasting Network, LLC, licensee of KPBN LP Channel 11, RF Channel 11, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, filed an application with the Federal Communications Commission for renewal of its broadcast license. Members of the public wishing to view this application or obtain information about how to file comments and petitions on the application can visit www.fcc.gov/station search and search in the list of KPBN LP's filed applications.
Hello, we're back. It's Exiles TV. He's Bill Profita, and I am Kevin Gallagher most of the time.
I have an important news bulletin, far more important than the street renaming in New Orleans. Here in good old Baton Rouge, headquarters of the EIXLES network. Sorry, Rush. Sorry, Rush. I gotta be me.
The Exiles in Broadcasting.
The mayor's office is making changes to the signs that warn of aggressive panhandlers.
Well, they don't really. I've seen the signs, and they don't really warn you. It's kind of just a reminder, and they're usually set up at the places where panhandlers are normally found, saying, if you want to make a difference, donate to proper charity. Don't give this jackass money.
Well, you know, we're a little late to the party on this. Some cities that have some sense have been doing this for a very long time, and they actually take it into businesses who voluntarily want to have the sign. And they will say, do not buy a panhandler a meal. We will call, and someone will come and get them and take them to a shelter that provides meals. And one restaurant, and this was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, said, if you're a customer and we see you buy them a meal, we will not serve you today, tomorrow, or ever. But so our signs say your generosity could lead to a fatality, and they're meant to be at intersections where the guys are flying signs and walking in the median, and sometimes
shaking a can at the intersection
and walking between cars and things like this. And I'm amazed we haven't had a fatality.
Well, I saw a very we call it a near miss, but it was actually a near hit.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a guy like a week and a half ago right here at Sherwood Forest and Coursey Boulevard almost get hit. The light had turned green, traffic was moving, and yet he was still weaving in and out of cars at that red light, now a green light, and he had to make a couple of quick moves to keep from getting hit by a car.
And the best part about this, in typical Baton Rouge fashion, there was a typo on the signs.
Yeah.
And it was a typo on the website that they ask you to dial up or to type up to get help for these people. If you use the website that was on the sign, you got absolutely bupkis.
Because details aren't important, especially not on signs, Bill. Yeah, the website address was spelled incorrectly, so quite a number of signs are going to have to be fixed after they've been printed once and hung once. Now the question is, are they going to take those signs and fix them individually, or are they going to make a whole new batch of signs?
Well, the way we make signs,
taxpayer expense.
The way we make signs in East Baton Rouge Parish now is we have a sign printer at the same place that's a central maintenance garage.
Well, most cities have a sign shop.
Yeah,
that's part of their.
And what they'll do is they'll just
public works.
cover the typo with a new piece of plastic.
Good.
So it'd be the same metal sign. But what I like is that, oh well, there was a typo on 30 of them. Well, how come there's not a typo on the rest of them? Who's supervising this little operation? Because it should pretty much be universal.
Well, it's like,
don't you think?
that was Stu. Phil went to lunch.
Yeah.
And then Stu came in and did the rest of them, and he
Well, and
detail's
again,
not his strong point.
This one does get my wetting your pants while you're wearing a dark suit. You know, you get a nice warm feeling all over, but nobody really notices. Because you know what? These people that stand at these intersections day after day and have a cardboard sign, they do it for a reason. It works. They make money there. And the people in the cars that feel bad for this guy and they want to hand him $1 or whatever are not going to read that sign and point to it and say, no, I can't hand you $1 because the compassionate thing to do is to get a website and get somebody to come help you.
And this is despite the fact that we have all seen both local news and other cities' news people covering these things with hidden cameras, where we've seen these panhandlers, these poor, sad individuals, when their day is over and they're ready to quit panhandling for the day. We've seen video of them getting into BMWs. We've seen video of them getting into a brand new Ford sedan. We've seen video, it's like they're obviously not as destitute as they let on.
I don't care if they're getting into a clown car, that doesn't matter. I don't care about making judgments about whether they need the money or don't. That is irrelevant. What is relevant is they are dangerous to themselves and to motorists in these intersections. And by the way, on the way here this morning, Bluebonnet was kind of backed up, so I took Essen. And in front of the Energy Building, which is about 5 blocks down from Our Lady of the Lake, I saw an Acadian ambulance pulled over with its flashing lights on. And I said, that's odd. And 2 BR police units. And then I saw the person on the ground that the Acadian ambulance paramedics were trying to help, and their turned over shopping cart filled with all kinds of things. So this is, again,
a homeless person.
A homeless person who was probably on their way to work the Albertsons parking lot. Mm-hmm. And apparently they and their cart got into the traffic lane and got clocked.
Those of you that used to listen to Bill and I on the radio here in Baton Rouge, we had a semi-regular feature that we called the Skew Me Report. Because that's always the opening salvo, especially when they're aggressively panhandling in the parking lot.
Skew me, sir. Skew me.
They always start with skew me, skew me. So we created the Skew Me Report, and it was met with, I'd say about 60-40. 60% liked it, and 40% would said, y'all are going straight to hell.
See you there.
And we were asked by not top management, but the middle management, the immediate supervisor, to tone that down. We didn't really ever do that.
Well, and it was actually a report.
Because
we would take reports
the thing was,
of skewies that hit us up. Yeah.
Let you know that if you get off of College Drive and you're headed south on College Drive, you're going to have one right there, and he's probably even going to knock on the window.
Yeah.
We would solicit motorist information to share in the report.
We like Waze for panhandlers.
We would share things like if you're going to Hobby Lobby on O'Neill Lane today, there's a guy shaking a cup. Now walking up to people in the parking lot.
Here's the thing that bothers me, because I was actually going to do this for my own amusement, and I decided to check with somebody first. If I carried a water pistol with me in my car, one that could not be mistaken for a real pistol,
that's dangerous. Don't do that.
Pink plastic.
Oh, okay. One that could not be mistaken.
Could not be mistaken.
Okay.
And or maybe it had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something, and a Skew Me came up to my car, and I rolled down the window and squirted him. You know what? I would go to jail.
That's assault.
That's stupidity.
Even with a water pistol, that's assault.
And one more thing. Instead of signs, you know what? We have got this whole damn police force that runs the same roads, and we have an ordinance against panhandling. How about they start cuffing them up and tossing them in the backs of cars and getting them off the highways. And since most of them, to my mind, to my eye, look like they're Caucasian, you won't have any trouble from the community.
You know, I never really thought about that, but you're true. Most of the scumies I see, the panhandlers at the exit ramps, busy intersections, they're almost always white guys.
Well, as we know, you can still arrest white people, so go do it.
Yeah. Even if you just keep them in there for 7 or 8 hours, you know, at the end of the day, it's dinner time, cop a walk. And think about the last 6 hours you spent, you know, cooling. And if you're out there again tomorrow, guess what? You'll be back in here tomorrow afternoon.
And again, they're going to get killed. They're going to cause automobile accidents. It's stupid. The signs are more stupid.
As I said, I saw a man, dude, that close to getting hit by a vehicle that was already up to about 25 miles an hour. And as you know, you get hit by a car doing 25, it's going to hurt you.
Yeah, you're going to be hurt. A brief break, and then we'll be back to wrap it up on Exiles TV. Stick around.
The sign should say, I need a job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Caught spiders. Premier Pest Services.
We're making 2021 the year of savings, and it starts right now at Team Toyota. Come get a new 21 Corolla for just $189 a month, or get a 20 Camry for just $19,995. It's a year full of savings starting right now, right here at Team Toyota.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bugg Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
I'll take care of it. True.
I think that bears repeating. I mean, the guy walks up, he's panhandling.
The guy walks up to my wife, and my wife has worked in nonprofits all of her life, basically, you know, and she knows about social services and things like that. And this guy walks up, and he says, you know, can you help me out? I'm displaced by the storm. I need a place to stay. And Karen says, well, Catholic Charities is just 2 blocks right there. Right there in the Catholic Life Center. I guarantee you, they will get you all fixed up. He says, well, I don't take charity. And Karen's like, what, it's going to be a loan? We were going to draw up papers and you were going to get a payment booklet?
Did you want to move in?
Yeah, I don't take charity.
Good Lord, good Lord. Real quick before we have to break, we have to go for the day. And the Clarence Bugg Show is coming your way just minutes from now, by the way. I want to open a file we're going to call Kennedyisms, because I think our Senator John Kennedy, you can compare him to Foghorn Leghorn all you want, but I love this guy's manner of speaking.
I like Uncle Cornpone better now. But anyway, quickly, because we're running out of time.
The other day he mentioned President Biden has flip-flopped more than a banked catfish.
Oh, no, see, now we're getting into reruns. He's used that before.
I love it. I love the time he said that trusting the Democrats with the budget is like trusting Lindsay Lohan with a key to the minibar. And of course, I'd rather drink drain cleaner.
See, he has better writers than that drain cleaner thing. But the bank catfish thing, he's used that before. So we're getting reruns.
And so you want President Kennedy? There's wishful thinking.
We had one of those.
U.S. Senator Kennedy.
He said if I had half a brain, I wouldn't take this job.
Step up your game, man. We need some more Kennedyisms. That's going to wrap up our program for today, and we hope you will join us next week for more of Exiles TV.
A reminder, you can see the replay at 10 p.m. on this very station, unless you're just really hooked on watching local newscasters mispronounce things.
Real quick, love to talk to you about sponsorships. Email me or Bill at exilestv.com, Kevin at exilestv.com.
Clarence Buggs is coming up in just about 4 minutes, so please stay tuned for him. Be well, be safe, and we'll be happy to see you next time. Bye-bye.